video is being sponsored by Milk and Eggs.
Hey guys, Denise Salcedo here. Welcome to Miss Now, the It's Girl edition. I'm super excited about bringing you guys this one. And I'm even more excited because we have Kinya Claiborne, editor-in-chief of Style and Society. Kinya, I am so happy that you're here, by the way. You're absolutely incredibly flawless.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
No, of course, of course. So now, I want to know, do you remember the first time that me and you met by any chance?
Girl, it's been so long. I've known you for like years. Like I don't even remember, but I do remember like instantly we just clicked.
I know, that's the same thing. Okay, so I'm going to refresh your memory.
Okay.
We met at Knott's Berry Farm literally when I first started my hosting career. It was year one, maybe not even a year yet, a few months in. We met there. You were behind me in line. You were so friendly. We make friends on social media, and next thing you know, I just see that you're like this powerhouse all over the place, and I'm like, this girl's amazing. So tell me a little bit about Style and Society and how that all came about for you.
Goodness. Well, first of all, I'll say, I never really wanted to be an entrepreneur at all. Like that was never my goal in life. But, back in the day, and you're probably too young to remember this, but there was a site called Daily Candy. And it was kind of like the first kind of site of its kind. This was like, probably close to 15 years ago when the site was robust, but it provided daily anecdotes, fashion, food, kind of lifestyle, travel. It was just like everything that girls liked, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it disappeared. And so there was nothing really to fulfill that void. And I really just had like an epiphany, a vision of creating something that was multi-dimensional, right? There's so many platforms that really just focus on one thing, like just fashion or just entertainment or just food or just travel or just health and wellness or just beauty. I am a dynamic woman, and I don't just like one thing. I like all of those things. And so I created a platform that really spoke to all of those different elements. And, I'm also a woman of color. And so, when you look at Style and Society, no matter who you are, no matter how old you are, no matter your ethnic background, you see yourself in there, So I'm very conscious of, feature images, who I highlight, and then the content that we cover.
Exactly. And that's what I love about your site. Like you mentioned, you have travel, you have lifestyle, you have fashion, entertainment, all sorts of things. And I'm always seeing you at all of these different events. Obviously, I love that you mentioned you are a dynamic woman. I love when you hit that. Tell me, what is it like balancing all of this and being in charge of this and handling all of these, having to attend all of these different events, covering them, and, doing that all on your own?
Well, goodness. I tell people all the time that I can't keep up with myself sometimes because, I could be at, an award show one day and the next day I could be off on a press trip, across the world in another country. I could be, doing something that's like sports related. So it's like every single day is a new adventure, but that's why I love it. So I basically created, Style and Society really was birthed out of a creative passion, really. I love to travel. I love doing all these things. So why not create a business model towards the thing that you already love doing anyway? And so I guess being a woman, owning her own business, as I said before, I never really wanted to be an entrepreneur, but I saw a niche and a void of something that didn't really exist, and so I created it. And I have an amazing team of Style and Society team members that kind of span all across the globe, team members in Paris and all across the U.S. and it's really, they are really, the backbone of the company. And so in addition to, the Style and Society, which is a full-time job, I also co-executive produce and host a show called The Stylist. Yes. And I'm really excited about that. We're in our third season.
How did that come about?
Well, when I first created Style and Society, I created it with the vision that, today it's an online publication, today it's a magazine, but over time, it would grow, and it could be a reality show one day. It could be a clothing line. It could be a TV show. There's so many different, it could be a PR agency. It can be an influencer firm. It could be so many different kinds of things. And so when I created it, I didn't want it to be in a box or just be one thing. I wanted to create it to be kind of this umbrella, and then all these other things are kind of created under that. In addition to that and the TV show, I also have a collab jewelry collection coming out this summer with My Saint, My Hero. This is actually some of the pieces.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
I
love the gold and the black tones. That's so cute.
Thank you. And so the collab collection, I was inspired by like vintage Chanel. And so the collection coming out is going to be really big statement pieces, earrings, bracelets, necklaces, but kind of reminiscent of like vintage Chanel. And so that's coming out, soon. And so it's just like, I just keep growing and expanding, and I'm just really excited about that.
It's incredible. The opportunities are endless when you actually, they say find a passion and then do what you love. And I feel like that's kind of the sort of what got you to create Style and Society in the first place. So I want to know, what are the biggest challenges, and when did you finally see Style and Society kind of, take off and grow, where you had a following and you were getting all of these things? How did that come about for you?
Well, I guess number one, the challenges, right? I guess one challenge is, media changes so fast, right? And so one of the challenges is always staying up to date with, all of the trends in digital media and staying current on how consumers like to consume their media. I'm kind of like a zennial, so I'm not quite a millennial.
A zennial,
so I'm kind of
that.
like the in-between. And so I lived in an era where, there was no, like cell phones. I remember, having a pager was like a big to-do when I was in high school. And then cell phones just came out when I was in college. And, I lived in a generation where I used to type my papers for school on a typewriter. We didn't have computers.
I've never even used a typewriter in my life, okay?
Yeah, and it's like, I went from having a record player to having a cassette player to having CD players, and now everything is just digital. So, I think for me, it's really staying current on the trends and how people are consuming their media. With like Instagram, they just launched the Instagram TV. So here we go again. That's another platform that, we're going to have to connect with our viewers on. So I think just one of the challenges, which I wouldn't really call it a challenge, I would say it's more of an opportunity. But, definitely just staying current. I think that's key for any business that you're in, regardless of what.
Isn't it a little exhausting, though? I don't know about you, but every time some new platform comes on, I'm like, oh, God, here I go again. I'm going to have to start trying to get popular on this platform. How do you keep the energy up and the enthusiasm to keep pushing and keep moving your company forward?
So this is the way that I look at it. I look at it as, all these different social media platforms, consider it as a marketing tool, right? There's so many bloggers that exist today, that create really amazing content, great videos, great photos, but it all lives on a social media platform. So once that platform doesn't become cool anymore, or once there's something else better, then what happens to all of those followers? What happens to all your content? You don't own it. It's on another platform. So I would always encourage, whether you're a blogger, whether you're an influencer, whatever it is, make sure that you have your own platform, your own website. Now it's so easy to have a domain, create a website, host all of your content on there, and then utilize these social media platforms as a way to help market your business or, your content. But I do think it's important. It's a free marketing tool to use, so it's like, why not use it, right?
Yeah, take advantage of everything that's out there. So now I want to know, obviously, we have a lot of young viewers here on my channel, and I want to know, what is the best advice that you can give to young women, that maybe want to pursue a career in media or fall, just basically like in following their dreams?
Sure. I think for me, like the hardest part about starting Style and Society was actually starting it, right? I think a lot of us have visions and ideas and dreams, but if you don't put any action behind it, then you're never going to see it flourish. And so, for me, I had this vision, but I actually had to put the action behind it to actually make it a reality. So, for me, one of the hardest parts of starting Style and Society was actually, finding my name. It took me over a year to find my name because, as you know, the internet is so saturated with and every single name that you probably could think of is probably already taken. So it took me a very, very long time to find like the perfect one. But, after I found that, everything just kind of fell into place. So I would say, start little. Even before I started Style and Society magazine, I was already writing content. I was already out there covering events. I was already out there, networking. I was already putting the work behind it before I even had the platform developed yet. So I would say just start, do something. GoDaddy is such an easy resource to use, and it's inexpensive. You think of a name for a company or for a business, buy a domain and just start there, and then just kind of, have it grow as you grow.
I love that you also mentioned networking. I feel networking is one of those challenges that, it doesn't seem like it's a challenge, but it's kind of a challenge. Tell me, what is a networking sort of tip? How do people break in and get to know people? And how do you sell yourself?
So I actually have this problem, right? I'm really good at networking. I love meeting people.
That doesn't sound like a problem at all.
No, but the problem is the follow-up. And sometimes I get so busy and I just don't follow up. And so follow-up is really, really key. So as you go out to events or, networking events, make sure don't only connect with them, but follow up with them. Send, a quick thank you text or a thank you email saying how great it was to connect, looking forward to, perhaps collabing or connecting with you, in the future on, other items. But follow-up, I think, is key. That's definitely the key to networking.
Amazing. So now we're friends on Facebook, and I'm always seeing everything that you post, and I'm like, yes, girl, keep going. And one of the recent things that I just saw is that you have been nominated for the 2018 Los Angeles Business Journal Women's Council Award and Founder, Owner, and Entrepreneur of the Year. First of all, congratulations on the nomination.
Thank you.
Tell us about that. What does it feel to be nominated for something like this? To me, it sounds so empowering. Mm-hmm. How does it feel for you?
Well, I just feel just so fortunate just to be recognized. I mean, to be honest with you, LA Business Journal, nominated me. And when they did, I had no idea. First of all, I had no idea who nominated me. So I asked, and they did. And I asked, so what category am I nominated in? And they said the Founder and Entrepreneur of the Year. And just to be considered a nominee amongst so many distinguished, established women in businesses is just so empowering for me to know that, other people recognize the work that you're doing. So yeah, I just feel very, very fortunate. In fact, about 7 months ago, I was also nominated for another award with the LA Business Journal. It was Influencer of the Year in the fashion awards that they had. Back in, I think, November. So
killing it. I mean, if I got nominated for something, I'd lose it. I don't know how you're not just jumping around and all sorts of stuff. That's amazing. So now, Kinya, before you go, I do want to play a fun round of a game with you. So I'm going to ask you 11 questions, and you can answer whatever comes first to your mind. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Let's do this, guys. All right. What's your favorite way to relax?
Oh, gosh. Over a glass of wine, for sure.
What's one item in your closet you love the most?
Geez, I think I love everything, but to narrow it down, goodness. You know what? I just remodeled. I have a dressing room, and so it's like, I don't know if you remember Mariah Carey MTV Cribs, but I was so inspired by that, and so I created a room that was inspired by that. So it's very girly, vanity, beautiful wardrobes, garment racks, body forms, lights, just it looks very, very glam. So I don't know. If I could pick one item, I would probably say, some of my black tie dresses. I love Tadashi. It's one of my favorite brands that I love to wear during award season. So I would probably say some of those black tie gowns.
I definitely want to go see your dressing room. I was just visualizing it. What is your guilty pleasure?
Guilty pleasure. I would probably say, I don't watch a lot of TV just because I'm always running and I'm almost never home. But when I do have the opportunity to sit down with a glass of wine, I love watching two things. Number one is The Housewives of Beverly Hills. I'm obsessed with that.
Tiana, our producer in the back, is just like cheering. I love it.
And then number two, I'm a Lifetime movie junkie. So I could literally spend an entire weekend at home like just binging on Lifetime movies, and I've watched literally all of them.
Do you agree with me? It's always the husband that kills the wife.
Yep.
Always, always. So let me ask you, what has been your most favorite celebrity encounter?
Ooh, goodness. That's a hard one. I don't know. I feel like I've met so many wonderful, celebs all the time. Goodness, my favorite might be. Ooh, I think you caught me on that one.
There's been so many. I know you're just like racking through your brain. Who is it?
Yeah.
Let's see. There's so many, isn't there?
Let's come back to that. Let me think about that one.
We'll come back to that one. All right. What has been your proudest moment?
Probably being nominated for those LA Business Journal Awards. Probably definitely one of my proudest moments.
Favorite social media app?
Probably the Gram. That's probably the number one, I think, social media platform that exists right now. And I feel like they continue to be innovative, with, offering like the Instagram stories and now the TV and everything. So probably Instagram.
And it's addicting. Swipe, double tap.
Totally.
All right. Name your favorite makeup item.
So red lipstick. Or just lipstick, red, pink, like any type of pigmentation. Like if I don't have anything on, like I feel like every woman should have like a red or a pink like lip like in their makeup box.
Agreed.
For sure.
I think it takes courage to wear a red lip. It took me a while to get a red lip, so I applaud you for that. So what's something that most people wouldn't know that you're interested in?
Oh, so I do a lot of really interesting things that are, I guess, a little bit unconventional for women, but I love playing golf. Oh. And I've played in probably 25 or so tournaments. I just played a few days ago in a tournament. I have another one coming up in 2 weeks. I love playing golf. I've played golf all around the world.
That's incredible. Who is your celebrity crush?
Goodness, my celebrity crush. I would probably have to say like just Denzel. I mean, I was at like a house party. This was a few years ago, and I never become starstruck when I see like celebs, but like when I saw him, just because of, he's just such an amazing actor. I was just like, oh my gosh, like I've loved Denzel since I was very little.
So
and
maybe
he's
that
amazing.
could be your favorite celebrity encounter. Do you think we figured it out? Maybe Denzel Washington. That's a pretty good one, I think.
Yeah.
Where's the best place that you've ever traveled to?
Let's see. I recently did a press trip to Guadeloupe, which is it's a French Caribbean island in the South Caribbean, but it was amazing. I don't know if you saw Black Panther, the movie.
Yes, I
Of course,
did.
everyone has, right?
Yes.
But going there, it was so reminiscent of like being in like Wakanda. It was like, and there's not a lot of American tourism that's there. It's mostly tourism from France, and so that's definitely probably my favorite encounter, just because I felt like it was kind of a hidden gem that not a lot of people in the U.S. know about. And so I did a really amazing editorial that included photos and video content, and it just really gives the reader a full, robust taste of what it's like visiting there.
Amazing, amazing. And now, last question. You've done so much. What's next on your bucket list?
Oh, goodness. I don't know. Maybe, I mentioned, the whole like reality TV thing. So, maybe it's an opportunity, for that. I already host a TV show. I have Sound Society magazine. I have Jury Line coming out. And so, I don't know. I've been approached a few times for different reality TV shows, being on there as a cast member, like as an influencer. So who knows? Maybe you might see me on the big screen sometime soon.
We must see you on the Real Housewives of something else.
That would be the dream.
I need
you know
to watch
what?
Real Housewives. I don't watch it.
Real Housewives of Downtown LA.
There you go.
There we go.
I love that. Now, Kinya, thank you so much for coming through. Before you go, can you give everybody your social media? Where can they follow you and stuff like that?
So check me out on social media at Kinya Claiborne. That's Kinyaclaiborne, and at Style and Society.
Amazing. Thank you so much for coming in here. And guys, please
you.
check out styleandsociety.com. Trust me, you will be addicted. The second you start browsing, you'll just continue on and continue on. Follow this girl. She's amazing. You'll see lots of awesome stuff. And thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And then leave a comment, any comment, whatever you guys want. Just leave a comment. We want some interaction. Why am I begging for comments? All right. Anyways, make sure to subscribe as always. I'm Denise Salcedo. And again, this is Miss Now, the It Girl edition, sponsored by Milk and Eggs. And I will see you guys